What is up, Masterminds, and welcome back to Master Media. Today is the episode 112 review for Dragon Ball Super, and I gotta say, the animation in this episode was superb. This episode was surprisingly better than I thought it was gonna be. There was a lot of detail and a lot of frames and some really good action and good pacing. It was an exciting episode. It's definitely not one that I would watch again in the future for sure. I really liked it. We didn't really learn too much about the story as a whole, but nonetheless, it was a great episode. So let's get into this review, and we open up with a brand new opening sequence which shows that, you know, the sky is green now, that now we're at halftime for the Tournament of Power, and I guess it'll be like this the rest of the way, unless when there's 1 minute left maybe it turns red or something like that. That might be kind of cool. Moscow of Universe 3 orders his fighters to go after Goku. A weakened, exhausted Goku now must take on 3 fighters as they fly in and pretty much just start pummeling the heck out of our poor Goku, who is completely exhausted from his fight with Jiren. I gotta say, I really liked the Universe 6 Namekians. They were very powerful, they were very well drawn, and they used a lot of really cool techniques, like this guy who fires a mouth blast that's actually like a homing missile, and Gohan's trying to dodge it, but then after he deflects it, he comes in and takes a hit. Now, I also gotta say though, while I do like these Universe 6 Namekians, at the same time, I think they were way too overpowered, as Gohan and Piccolo were really struggling with these guys. I mean, Gohan has his ultimate form. I mean, he should be way stronger than any Namekians, and Piccolo is like the strongest Namekian we've ever seen, way stronger than even the second strongest Namekian we've ever seen. And these guys, while they're powerful, I don't really think they deserve that much credit. Like, they would have had to fuse with 2 other Namekians each to be close to Piccolo's level. Additionally, Piccolo is a genius, but Gohan and Piccolo have to fight together, and here Piccolo shoots a beautiful energy blast with a nice little laser circus effect, but as it's blowing back the one Namekian, his teammate cuts off the blast as to not let him get ringed out so that they can survive. Now that we know these 2 Namekians aren't fodder, there could be some nice story that develops there. Next, we jump over to Caulifla and Kale, who get approached by Mona of Universe 4, who's actually surprisingly strong. But to the rescue arrives Kaba, and the 3 Saiyans of Universe 6 unite. However, Kaba gives a speech and he says, "You 2 run off, you 2 regain your stamina, I'm going to take her on," which was really, really tough for Kaba. I mean, he basically got his butt kicked here. He turns into a Super Saiyan and he is able to blast her away and lands a nice series of critical hits to Mona. And these are really nice frames, really well drawn, impactful frames. I love the art here. I don't think a Saiyan has ever fired energy blasts out of his feet, but Kaba does it here, and it does blast Mona away, which was pretty dang cool and very unique for a Saiyan to do. I believe we've only really seen Basil do it. However, it's not enough, and Kaba takes a seriously damaging hit. At this point, he's not Super Saiyan anymore, and he's trying to outsmart Mona of Universe 4 by tricking her into using her little cannonball rollerball technique and then dodging at the last second to get her to fly herself off the edge. But he completely miscalculates the fact that she can turn in this, and then she hits him off the stage. But he grabs onto something, and it's Vegeta. So we did see this from the preview. We knew that Vegeta was going to rescue him and then give him a nice speech. And Vegeta says, "I didn't do it to save you. I just can't stand the sight of a weak Saiyan." And he says, "Weren't you going to take me to planet Sadala to meet your king?" And Kaba says, "Well, if our universe gets erased, I can't keep that promise." And Vegeta, you know, really nice level of respect here, says that I'm going to use the Super Dragon Balls to wish Universe 6 back, at least the Saiyans of Universe 6. And then we get some nice comic relief here as Kaba's like, "If I win, I'll do the same for you." And Vegeta's like, "Don't get cocky, I'm the one that winning." That was pretty hilarious. So after Vegeta's speech, Kaba continues to fight Mona, but he's getting severely pummeled. His clothes are all ragged, and then you get to start seeing some of this lightning come out, and you're starting to think, uh-oh, is he going to get Super Saiyan 2? A very nice, well-drawn image here of Kaba screaming and yelling for all of glory as the lightning starts surrounding him, and he powers up into Super Saiyan Saiyan 2, which was a very, very nice transformation. I really, really liked this. It was much more dramatic than Caulifla's Super Saiyan 2 transformation, and it kind of, in a way, reminded me of Gohan's. Obviously, nothing's going to beat the original Gohan Super Saiyan 2 transformation from Dragon Ball Z, but I feel like they tried to pull some elements out of there with the anger. So it's kind of cool here how the anger also does work from Universe 6 Saiyans. Kappa powers up a super powerful blast and blows off Mona of Universe 4. She is ringed out, and I gotta say, it was pretty dang neat. I actually really enjoyed this entire sequence. I enjoyed the dramaticism of the transformation, and I can see people liking Kaba. But lo and behold, Vegeta is standing there and he's like, I'm gonna take on Jiren, but TOPPO interferes, and oh my god, I know everybody, every fan is losing it right now. This is a fight we have been absolutely dying to see happen, and it is happening. Vegeta says, get out of my way, I'm not interested in second best. And then TOPPO says, well, the same applies to you. And that really pisses Vegeta off. And Vegeta charges in, TOPPO flies in, and this clash is just amazing. Just really nice animation, special effects as the two roar in and then have this epic clash that sends shockwaves throughout the Tournament of Power. This was sending me into a frenzy. I'm a huge Vegeta fan, and you know, I even animated this fight a little bit in my Goku vs. Jiren animations. I'm so happy that we're actually getting to see it. I love the animation here, the angles, all of the effects and everything. It's just absolutely beautiful scene. The clash felt so powerful, and I gotta hand it to Toei for this scene. Kaba is looking for Caulifla and Kale, but lo and behold, Frieza shows up, and he challenges Kaba, who goes in and tries to fight him. And again, here we get another beautifully animated, really nice sequence out of Toei as we have a flurry of punches coming out of Kaba, and Frieza, like it's a joke, is just blocking all of them. Frieza grabs Kaba in the face. This is another beautiful piece of art right here, and you got to feel kind of bad for Kaba right now because he just put everything on the line. He just got his transformation to knock out Mona of Universe 4, but he's about to get wrecked. I mean, he's going up against Frieza, and Frieza is saying, I absolutely loathe Saiyans, and then he torments Kaba by saying, after I defeat you, I'm going to go knock out your Saiyan friends. And Kaba right here is feeling incredibly helpless, but he charges up some anger, power out of himself, and he turns it back into Super Saiyan 2, which we know isn't going to do anything to Frieza. And then we get another very nice animation of Frieza's foot landing in the foreground with a nice blur and his tail whip. Again, Toei did an outstanding job here. Finally, this again, I'm sorry guys, I know, but I really appreciate the animation in this episode. Absolutely awesome impact frames coming out of the artist here. I can't wait to see who did these frames. Impact frames are kind of like mesmerizing to me. It's something that I want to improve on more, and I just really, really love the way that they did this blast out of Kaba. You could really feel the power come out of that blast because of those impact frames. It was really, really nice. And obviously, you know, that blast isn't going to do anything to Frieza, who shoots a death ray out of the smoke, and he hits Kaba right in the shoulder. That's gotta hurt. This is pretty much the end of Kaba as he starts getting pummeled and takes 2 or 3 death rays in the chest. And even though he's Super Saiyan 2, he's not nearly strong enough to defend himself against Frieza's death rays. And I mean, you gotta feel bad for him right now. I mean, those death rays hurt like hell. We've seen them pierce people, we've seen them kill people, and he's really, really struggling here. And we see that Frieza is golden form. I'm not really sure why he felt like he needed to turn golden form to beat Kaba. He even says later on that, you know, wasting stamina on trash is a bad idea, but regardless, I guess he just wanted to make sure he KOs Kaba. Now, so he shoots this massive blast at Kaba, and we get another beautiful animation, this one being an explosion. It's kind of nuclear, and it has a smoke ring and an air wave effect. They even darken the background. Here's it in fast motion, in regular speed. I mean, the amount of frames for this explosion for like half a second of animation is really crazy. This is one of the reasons that I reuse a lot of my animations, especially for like mountains blowing up or explosions, because the amount of frames in this, I mean, that's probably something like 24 frames. That could take you like 2 full days or even 3 days to do for like literally half a second of film. So just think about that. Think about the amount of work that goes into these for just half a second of animation. And lo and behold, Kaba is knocked out next to the shadow clone of Hit. I'm just kidding. It's not a shadow clone. Hit is 100% knocked out. out, fellas. And this is the last time I'll talk about the animation, guys, but I know this is just a picture, but just the perspective and the colors and everything with the bloody red aura in the background just bubbling just gives off this super evil vibe for Frieza, and I absolutely love this shot. I'm sure you guys did too. And Frieza is telling us that the reason he wants to win is to get the Super Dragon Balls to control the gods. We knew he wanted to manipulate the gods because he said so in episode 95. But now we know that this is the reason that he's helping Universe 7, and he's kind of letting people get knocked out too. He's picking his battles. So Frieza is just playing his cards right. At this point, he hasn't taken on any tough enemies. He's at full power pretty much. He hasn't taken any damage. He's just knocking out weaklings, and he's letting his teammates fight people like Jiren and TOPPO without interjecting. Frieza is essentially playing chess with his own teammates. He's trying to get everybody else in the other universes knocked off, but at the same time let enough of his own teammates get knocked out so that he's the last one standing, so that he's guaranteed to get the wish for the Super Dragon Balls and get his ultimate wish, which is to control the gods. Very sneaky Frieza. Vegeta is standing there after shooting a blast at TOPPO. I cannot wait to see the continuation of this fight. I'm so freaking excited for that. And Goku jumps next to Vegeta. They stand back to back and they share a few words before TOPPO interjects. Another absolutely beautiful shot right here. TOPPO and Vegeta exchange some words, and you can tell that Vegeta is even excited about this fight. And Vegeta, we're excited too, man. We can't wait to see this, and I really hope we get to see it in the next episode, in episode 113. We didn't get to see anything from the preview, but hopefully we get to see some more action come out of them. Goku is going to fight these three robots from Universe 3, and I want to talk about this really quick. There is a theory going around that the new Super Warrior is actually like a Transformer or like a Power Rangers, like these three robots right here all connect with each other and become the new Super Warrior. And if you take a close look at all three of them standing together, it really does kind of make perfect sense. Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong here, or hope whoever made up the theory is wrong. But take a look at the guy on the far right. He's the legs, the guy in the middle is the arms, and the guy on the top is the head and the body. So that could pretty much be the new Super Warrior in episode 114, guys. That would actually be really disappointing if you just get this, Transformers, combine and they turn into some super robot warrior. I think it's totally possible, but I hope I'm wrong. Goku looks on. He's getting ready to fight these guys. He's getting excited. I think he knows he's starting to slowly regain his power, and he's really not too worried about them. But as they charge in, here comes Cauliflower. You see this boot, and then boom, she just starts knocking these guys out one after another. But you can tell by the animations, they're actually not knocked out. They kind of like fly into mountains. It doesn't show them get ringed out. So I think the whole theory with them being combining and becoming the Super Warrior is pretty close to being true. Cauliflower turns into Super Saiyan 2 and challenges Goku to a fight, presumably because she wants Goku to push her even further. She wants to learn how to transform into blue. She wants Ultra Instinct. She stated that she doesn't have any limits yet. She can still grow and get stronger. So that's why she's so focused on Goku, because she knows that he could train her, and I could see Goku kind of becoming a mentor to Cauliflower in a way. So that's all we have for the review of episode 112. I gotta admit, guys, this was one of the better episodes in the Tournament of Power. As you heard from my review, I really love the animations in this episode. They definitely put in a lot of work. I'm looking forward to seeing who was the animators in each of these particular scenes, but regardless, I hope that they keep up this level of frames, and they didn't really seem to use any reused animation, I don't think, in this episode, so they just did a pretty spectacular job. It looks like the Namekians could actually be a pretty fun fight coming up in the next few episodes. I'm also excited about them, so I was pleasantly surprised at this episode. I hope you guys were too. Leave your comments below about what you think about this episode and my review, and are you excited to see Goku take on Cauliflower next episode, or are you most excited about Vegeta versus TOPPO? I know that's what I'm most excited about. I hope that fight is as epic as Goku versus Jiren. Only time will tell. Thank you guys so much for watching Master Media today, and I will check you tomorrow for the episode 113 preview video.